Hello and welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 305 for the month of March 2021. I am Alca7raz and joining us as normal is Nemesis.
Hello.
Hello. This has been an interesting month. Not as interesting as some, I guess, but interesting in some other ways. We did land another rover on Mars. That was awesome. Yes.
That was a thing that happened.
That was a really cool thing. If you're interested in space at all, that's always a fun one to watch. Still like a 50% success rate, but yeah. Otherwise, some other things have happened. Some things that we will be talking about.
Oh, Johnson & Johnson vaccine just got approved.
Ooh, did it?
It got approved.
Yeah.
It's shipping out on Monday, and yeah. Well, by the time you hear this, it will always start shipping out.
Awesome.
That is the first one-dose vaccine.
Yep. It's not as effective as the Moderna or Pfizer or BioNTech ones, but it's only a one dose, and anything is better than nothing.
And also, it doesn't have to be stored in a Dippin' Dots freezer or whatever those were they had to do.
Yeah, that was a funny one. I don't think the Moderna one requires that either. I think it was only the Pfizer BioNTech one that had that level of restriction.
Both of them, I believe, had severe restrictions.
Yeah, but I think the Moderna one didn't. But have
also,
it
it's cheaper and faster to manufacture.
Yep.
So
yep. I've also heard that the mRNA techniques have already begun seeing use in other.
Yep, malaria.
Yep, that's the one. And
that's a big one.
Yep. So that'll be really cool because that's a whole other thing. Is if we can get the mRNA figured out for this, we can start using mRNA for other ones and start dealing with a whole bunch of. So, a bunch of really cool things have been happening
in the world of health and science.
Yes. However, we are here to talk about ponies.
Oh.
Yes. So we do have a decent collection of news to talk about. One particular bit, I guess we'll talk a little bit more about. We also have a comic to talk about, and we have a little bit of fan content at the end of the episode that we will feature. I guess we will just jump into the news as we normally do. If you would like to follow along, and I recommend that you do, you can find our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. So go there, click the link for this episode, and let's get into this. In convention news, PonyCon Holland 2021 has been pushed back to October 16th and 17th.
Shock.
Yep. So they're delaying this year's due to coronavirus and stuff. Hopefully they'll be able to pull it off in October.
I bet that one won't happen because I'm hearing Europe's way worse than we are when it comes to vaccine rollout.
Yeah.
Because they're taking longer to approve it.
So we will see what happens then. But as of right now, they have just been pushed, as of recording, I should say, they have been pushed back to October. Winnie City PonyCon has been full out canceled for this year. They will make another attempt next year, June 3rd through 5th. They get a little bit more chance on it happening next year, so hopefully it will happen. In fandom news, the 4th Equinity compilation album, Immersion, is out. Stay tuned to the end of the episode, and it might feature one of those songs.
Immersion?
Yeah, it's about immersion. In merchandise news, new Pony Life figures are now found in some Kinder Surprise Maxi eggs.
Oh, Maxi Big the Force.
So yes. It's not Kinder... They are Kinder Surprise, but, not the ones that are banned in the US. I think, yeah.
I think they finally lined up on that.
Yeah, I can't remember if they lined up or if they have, another subline that's slightly different. I don't know. It's weird. I haven't looked into it enough, and I don't really care to. Chinese toy manufacturer Pop Mart has announced a new series of blind bag figures.
Yes.
These are called the Natural series.
Why not the Supernaturals?
Yeah, they actually look kind of nice.
Yeah.
New designs, new molds.
Celestia's is clearly based on that bad vector art.
Yeah, it is. But the rest of them, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 different rainbow dashes.
Disgusting.
That's pretty neat. That's a thing. And a Japanese fashion company has teamed up with Hasbro for a small MLP-themed line. This is the Jenny Love line.
Yeah, they even got an OC.
Yep, and they have their own little OC. So that's kind of neat. In comic news, the My Little Pony manga omnibus is now available for pre-order.
Let's see, coming out on 6th of July. I think it's the first 2 issues.
Yeah, because the third issue is...
It says 3.
Okay, so yes, the third issue will probably come out before then. That would be weird if it didn't.
Yeah. That would be
Speaking of the third volume, the manga volume 3 does have a preview up. So if you like getting previews, you can check those out. And we have a synopsis for the Transformers in Disguise number 2, issue number 2.
Friendship in Disguise, actually. I suspect someone got it wrong.
Yeah. So yes, it's the second issue of the second run. The
sequel series.
The sequel series. Anyway, the synopsis is: the Seekers and the Wonderbolts have formed an uneasy alliance. Can Starscream and Rainbow Dash work together to stop the evil attacking Cybertron? Plus, Applejack and Wild Wheel come face to face in a wild showdown for the ages.
Because I know there's a Transformer now who has a cowboy hat for real.
Interesting.
I think that's Wild Wheel. I need to double check that.
Yeah, Starscream and Rainbow Dash. Wasn't that a thing a while back? Fandom, the whole
there's
epic
that
rap battles or whatnot.
No, death battle.
Yeah, there was some wheels years ago. Although I think technically almost anything in the fandom G4 is going to be years now.
Yep, Wild Wheel's the one is from Cyberverse and it has the cowboy hat.
So the cowboy hats compete.
Oh, Full Blown Desperado even has the little ammo belt thing across the torso.
Nice.
And of course has 2 pistols.
2 pistols.
I kind of want that now. I need to find it.
Add it to your collection of plastic crack. Moving on, the synopsis for Friendship is Magic issue number 98 is also out. When a painting brings up memories of the past, Celestia and Luna must confront their fears in order to move on, which means coming face to face with the Kraken. That terrible creature that attacked their ship so long ago, but things aren't always as they seem in Equestria. Yes, release the Kraken. And Equestria Daily has a 3-page preview for issue number 96.
Free issue.
And, yeah. And Equestria Girls news. Yes, Equestria Girls news.
What?
The thing that's dead. Friendships Games is scheduled to leave Netflix March 1st, barring any renewals that happen between now and then.
You'll know more than we do.
Yep. And in the last section of news, Friendship is Magic Pony Life G5 whatever news, we apparently have episode titles for the first 6 episodes of the second season of Pony Life. They are Cute Impact, The Crystal Capturing Contraption, Close Encounters of the Balloon Kind, The Tiara of Truth, Time After Time Capsule, and The Great Cowgirl Hat Robbery. So yes, references galore.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the G5 movie, which is supposed to come out September, I believe?
September 24th.
September 24th, due to coronavirus and theaters not playing well together, will not be coming out in theaters. It will be going straight to Netflix. At least it won't be airing. I don't know if they plan on putting it in theaters afterwards or whatnot. I don't know. But
Probably
it's going to
not at that
Netflix.
point.
And that is all that happened in the G5 news, right?
Yeah, all has happened.
That's all that happened.
All that happened.
Yes. There is something else that happened, but we're going to dedicate a little bit more time to that later. First, we're going to talk about more comics, because Friendship is Magic issue number 95, I guess, sort of came out, but Tifa's being weird. So yes, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, number 95 here. Kind of came out, kind of maybe sort of it's digital anyway. Everyone says it's come out. People have talked about, it's but a lot of retailers don't seem to have it yet for some reason. But yeah, whatever. It's issue number 95, written by Tom Zahler, I don't remember how. Art by Tony Cuisito, and colors by Heather Beckel. I believe that is pencils. Yes. Anyway, it's a continuation of last time where everything went all quiet on Cheese and Pinkie while they're working in Canterlot. It's like, uh-oh, the sound of silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, so anyway, no pony can talk or hear anything. Nothing's going on. And Twilight figures out what the problem is. It's a moss. It's a magic moss, a muffletta.
Yep.
keeps things quiet in small quantities, but it's kind of gone overgrown, and we don't know how to stop it. Dash has an idea. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Anyway, they have to go around helping out because, ponies are having a hard time because they can't hear anything, and they're kind of helping out while Cheese and Pinkie kind of figure out the actual solution to the problem, which is apparently laughter.
Apparently that fixes it.
Laughter kills the moss. This kills the moss.
This kills the moss.
Anyway, so they figure out, let's put on a comedy show and get every pony to laugh, and when all the ponies laugh, all the moss dies. And and then Twilight has a big old speech. Discord grosses and is completely useless. And Pinkie and Cheese kind of talk a little bit, and
they have a talk.
They talk a bit, yeah. So that's the issue. That's the arc.
Yep.
Yeah. It's actually kind of interesting. I was wondering, I saw that it's the moss, and and Cheese is blaming himself for bringing it out, and I go back and look at the old issue, and there's the moss. It's actually slowly growing in. He touches it at one point, and then it starts slowly growing in everywhere as they come out of the hole and everything. It's like, oh, I did not even notice.
Yeah, they hid that one.
It's like, that's kind of clever. Very original. Don't do it again.
Don't do it again.
Okay, but seriously, it's actually wasn't bad. Actually, kind of enjoyed it.
The solution was a little weird, but
it's one of those things where a lot of the solutions for these magical problems always wind up being a little weird.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that they're not like dating at the end, but it's pretty clear their feelings are kind of in the open now.
Yeah.
I like that because it's not moving too fast. I was like worried. Was like, they moved kind of fast last issue. Okay, it's not that fast.
It's not that fast.
They pumped the brakes a bit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is kind of it's just kind of funny how Discord is so completely useless, mostly because I don't care.
I don't care. Well, you told me it's more important if you figure it out yourself, so I let you figure it out yourself.
Listen here.
That's literally the explanation.
It's actually a fun little issue. I wasn't, I was kind of worried, but it works.
Yep,
works pretty well. I was also wondering how they're going to do the whole silence thing. They kind of did, but they also here's some just actual text to tell you what's going on.
Yeah, they include a lot of text. I mean, I can see it. It is really hard to use just pure environmental storytelling to really get the details out.
Mm-hmm.
Although the first part where they're all trying to figure out what's going on, the main six are there, reminds me of a Buffy episode.
Oh.
There was a Buffy episode where the similar thing happened apparently.
Yeah. No, probably a good idea to bring up Buffy right now.
Yeah, because yeah.
You just stepped in it. Good job.
Yeah, I did, but I couldn't help. I remember that was a thing.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, it was interesting seeing how they were able to do all this with no dialogue.
Oh, this is a pony with an eye patch.
Yes, an eye patch. Is their name Eye Patch?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple of them with some very interesting designs. The eye patch and the bracelet. It's like a spike bracelet type thing.
Yep.
There's another one looks almost like he's wearing a leather jacket.
And I also like the poster. Laughter is toss the moss. Laughter is the best medicine. Royal command performance. I command you to attend. Please.
But
I'm still kind of getting the hang of this.
Yep.
I mean, it's only been a year.
Only been a year. How do I make royal decrees?
Ask nicely, I guess.
Yep.
No,
yep.
You command. Rule them all with an iron hoof.
No, don't do that. Then if you roll too hard, people may end up not liking you and undoing everything you've worked so hard to.
I see what you're trying to do, but I'm not sure
it's not working very well. It's not. It's really not working very well.
Anyway, go check out Issue 95 and 94. Yeah, those are pretty solid.
They're pretty good. So yes, that's the comic. I guess we can move on to our main discussion, which I mentioned earlier. There was another little bit of news that we didn't talk in the news section about because we wanted to talk about it here. We have official information from G5. It dropped, including, yeah. First thing that happened was sort of a leak.
No, it was a leak.
Sort of.
It was a leak.
A store listed an officially licensed like bedspread item early that had some vector art of some characters from G5.
Those aren't characters we know. Who are they?
Yep, art style is very different, and the characters are completely brand new. But we notice it's officially licensed, so it's not like stolen OCs or whatnot.
Yeah, those are our first exposures to G5.
And everyone's like, "Oh,
yeah."
And then
the next day.
we have then the next day we started getting more official information. The first screenshot from the movie was released.
Yep.
And then we got stuff from the license fair that happened.
The investor thing.
Yeah, the investor convention whatnot happened, not a convention. It's press conference or whatever.
It's just an investor meeting. They're just telling investors what they're up to.
Yep, but it released not a whole bunch, but a fair amount of information, including more pictures and things like that. So we have our first actual official look into G5.
Yep.
And oh boy.
Got a lot of information.
Oh boy.
I will say my initial reaction based off that leak was I remember I saw the artwork and I was a little like skeptical because it was like one of the things like the art wasn't necessarily bad. It was slightly off in a way that's like, as I was hoping it was just, the typical merchandise artwork is a little bad.
Yeah.
But like the way they were smiling was like, it was activating my fight or flight instinct right there. I'm like, those ponies have knives and they're going to use them.
You're not the only one, I think, who got that same sort of feeling, judging by some of the artwork, the fandom artwork that I saw.
Yeah. It's like, I got that, it's immediate, just like fight or flight just almost kicked in right there. It's like, something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but something is wrong. But then,
yeah, I think the next big one that happened was the
ET Online.
The ET Online article that dropped the first picture, the screenshot of Sunny, and sort of a synopsis-esque thing.
Yep, we got a synopsis. That was the first synopsis we got. It is word for word the same synopsis that Hasbro put out as their official synopsis.
Yep, it was. So they probably, I wonder if they just got it and beat everyone to the punch maybe a little too early.
No, I think it was exclusive. I think it was just one of those. They got the
had a
story
timed
first.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just got to have it first.
Guess where do we start? Do we start with the official synopsis?
Perhaps.
Yeah, let's just go with that. So the official synopsis they dropped is, in the new movie, the pony world of Equestria has lost its magic. Friendship and harmony have been replaced by paranoia and mistrust, and ponies now live separated by species. Sunny, a feisty and idealistic young Earth pony, is convinced there's still hope for this divided world, but her slightly misguided and often hilarious efforts to change hearts and minds have led to her being branded a misfit. When Sunny befriends a lost unicorn named Izzy, who wanders innocently into the Earth pony town of Maritime Bay, the town has had enough. Izzy and Sunny must embark on an epic adventure that will include a daring jewel heist, outrageous conspiracy theories, elaborate musical numbers, and the world's cutest flying Pomeranian. Their adventures will take them to faraway lands and force them to challenge the status quo by facing their fears and making new friends out of old enemies. The world Sunny has dreamed of her entire life could finally become a reality as Sunny and her newfound friends fight to prove that even little ponies can make a big difference.
Boo.
Yes. So, yeah, and we got this first picture of Sunny. I think
filled with references.
I think the first thing that caught everyone is the style.
The pandering? Wait, no, I mean...
No, that came later. The style, the 3D style.
Yep. Shorn, fetlocks.
Okay, that was another one. But the overall 3D style, I will say, my very, very first impression, like on immediate glance of the 3D style, it unfortunately brought back things. It brought to mind other current animated 3D cartoon stuff that, like, I put the word nibblings here in my notes.
Okay.
That my nieces and nephews watch, but they're like 5. Right. So it immediately had that first immediate thing that something 5-year-olds watch, which is even lower target audience than it's intended. How to brush that aside, though. Because that's just an unfortunate implication of any sort of 3D animated nowadays, is because that's what people do now. And that wasn't a first good impression, but as I continued to look at it and look more into it, it quickly grew on me, I think.
Yeah, this one, when I first saw the CG, I was just like, you know what? That looks fine. Honestly, that was my thing. It looks fine. I didn't have a really viscerally bad reaction to the CG or anything. I didn't have this looks like it's for 5-year-olds or any of that. I was just like, oh, it looks fine. It's fine to me.
Like I said, it was at the very first glance, 3D. I was immediately reminded of stuff that they watch. Was like looking.
I wasn't. I've
like,
seen a lot of that stuff just because my niece.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of that, so I was like, it doesn't look like that to me. A lot of that stuff looks really plasticky.
It does, and that's why it only lasted for like a split second.
So I was like, I saw the fuzzy. Much better. I was like, okay.
Yes, that is one thing. They are fuzzy. There is a lot of detail on those characters. And I know a lot of everyone's first reaction was we need to see it in motion.
Mm-hmm. We
did get to. That was another thing that was released as part of the investor meeting. They have a very, very, very short clip that shows animated, and I think they actually work pretty well.
There's 2 clips now.
Yeah, 2 clips because there was another one that came up a little bit later.
Hmm.
The first one we got introduced there was Sunny. What was her last name?
Star Scout.
Sunny Star Scout. Yes, Sunny Star Scout. And the next picture that we got, we're shown Izzy Moonbow, which is the unicorn.
I've only known Izzy Moonbow for less than a week, but if anything were to happen to her, I'll kill everyone in this fandom and then myself.
Yep. A lot of people are really. I think a lot of people. It's divisive when you look at everyone, but yeah, it does seem a lot of people really like Izzy characters. But then we were also introduced to Hitch. So yes,
Hitch Trailblazer,
a male character. Yeah,
he's a truck. Also, I noticed looks like he has a badge on his little thing. He's a cop, so
maybe might be a cop. I don't entirely.
That is a sheriff's star. He's a cop.
I know, it looks a lot like it.
Seriously, you invited a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
That is a bit of an interesting thing. So one of the things, I guess, one of the notes that I've noticed. In the first picture that we have of Sunny, she does not appear to have a cutie mark at all.
Nope.
However, in the other pictures and stuff we see, she does. In the clip with Izzy and the 2 guards, the Pegasi guards, it's not there. No, there was the animated little animated clip. You can kind of see it that she has one.
You can kind of see it in the thing with the 2 guards.
Yeah, I was like, I could have seen it.
You can just
there.
barely see a little bit of blue.
Barely see it in the animated one. You can see it in all the merchandise. You can see it.
Yep.
But and then so one picture we have of her, she doesn't have it, but the other ones she does. But our pictures of the other characters, they don't have them. Like Hitch, the official release, there's no cutie mark there.
Nope.
So
I hope Hitch dies.
I'm not going to make a judgment on Hitch until I actually, know his character.
Cop. Don't care. That's all the judgment I need. That's all I need to know.
It looks like a sheriff's badge, but I don't know.
Also, that smug aura mocks me.
That smug aura.
Look at that.
Yeah,
picture.
Again, I don't know his character.
I know enough.
So
between the chin, the cop badge, and the look on his face, he's absolutely. I can't say the words on this podcast, but there's a lot of words I could say, and none of them are good.
Yeah, so I think Hitch is. It's hard for me to say overall in the fandom because it's so varied in a lot of places. The actual how people think of them. I know some people do like Hitch, but I haven't heard a lot. Izzy, I think, is one everyone's really, really going for, but a lot of people really do like Sunny as well. Except for those that don't. Yeah, on the cutie mark thing, I'm wondering, is it normal to not have a cutie mark in this world?
That would be my guess.
but we see Sunny gets one. So I'm wondering if it's one of those.
That's going to be a plot point. They're going to figure, because the whole thing, if there's no magic, they're going to figure out how, hey, look, we're going to restore magic to the world, and part of that's going to be getting our cutie marks and stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. That first picture that we got of Sunny that obviously doesn't have a cutie mark is before that happens. So that's either like a flashback or very early in the movie, I'm assuming.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm guessing early in the movie, because that's going to be part of the journey. Is you know, she's going to get her cutie mark. I'm willing to bet that she's going to be branded a freak or something because of it, and that's why there's or something, or there's going to be something about it is legal or whatever, and that's why those guards are there or something. I don't know. Or that's part of that jewel heist or whatever. That's why they're with those guards.
Yeah, that could be the jewel heist there. I'm wondering if that's why they have to like leave the Earth Pony town. Is like the Izzy shows up and she does something and she gets her cutie mark, and now she's kind of ostracized from the town as well.
She's branded.
Yes. Yes. I'm wondering if that's what happens. And yeah, we haven't seen enough of Izzy in pictures, I don't think, to say if she has one or not, because they're all like front on or she's just poking her head in from the side. So who knows? Maybe she walks in with one. I don't know, but I'm thinking that is a plot point. Sounds pretty obvious that that's going to be a plot point, the whole cutie mark thing.
Yep. It's obviously, part of the synopsis is they're going to restore, or it's like lost its magic and whatnot. They're absolutely going to restore magic.
Yeah.
In this movie. Yeah.
So yeah, the whole restoring magic thing, and the thing I was attempting to do earlier, in the comics section that was failing. Equestria fell apart, apparently.
Yes.
A lot of people are really upset.
Yeah.
Oh, that just means Twilight
almost as if
completely failed, and it's like...
It's almost as if when people improve the world, there's never anyone who comes along and almost ruins it again.
Yeah.
It's almost like they never realize that happens already.
Or, as time goes on... Woot Master. Some of the best lines from Woot Master. Yeah, I can't believe Malcolm X let George Floyd die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, just because someone fixed things doesn't mean people, like, forget later, or that it's, permanently fixed forever.
Fixed.
Yeah, like...
Other people can come along and break it.
Yeah, or just time moves on and people forget. That may be a thing. Things were really good for a long time.
Yeah, we don't know where in the timeline it takes place. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We just know it takes place in the same world. That is confirmed. It takes place in the same world as G4.
Yes. So, like the whole... Because one of the other theories that I keep seeing popped up, which is not a thing, though it is kind of fun to think about, but if it is in the same world, it's not going to be the same thing. We see references to G4.
Oh, yeah. Blatant.
In the pictures. In the picture of Sunny, that Sunny has... There's a whole bunch of stuff in her room. So we've got figures of the main six sitting on a shelf next to her bed. All of them are right there. There's a poster with Rainbow Dash's cutie mark on it. She's wearing a satchel that has Twilight's cutie mark embossed into it, and she has 3 buttons with Twilight's, Fluttershy, and Dash's cutie mark on them. There looks to be sort of Celestia's cutie mark.
That is Celestia's cutie mark.
On a big like poster wall scroll, whatever thing above. Yeah, so this obviously G4 does have a play in this.
Yep.
One of the theories I've seen people toss up, which again I don't think so, because this is supposed to be in the same world, just in the future, is that like G4 was a story in this world, sort of like is a story in ours, and it's not in the same universe. Interesting thought experiment, but I don't think so.
I would just assume that at this point the main six are just kind of this legend, it's kind of a legend like the Pillars were in G4. They're just kind of a legend now, and like no one really thinks they actually existed or something like that.
Yep, and except for Sunny.
Yeah.
The other thing is the picture that we have of them with the Pegasus guards. She has a book. We don't know what book that is.
Yeah, it's all...
But I wonder...
Got a lot of notes and stuff in it.
Is it a friendship journal? That's a theory that I've been seeing a lot. Is that a friendship journal?
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
would make a lot of sense for someone like Sunny to have a copy of a friendship journal.
Yeah.
It would make a lot of sense. So I would not be surprised if that is, in fact, what it is. Yeah, and another thing, people keep bringing up, Equestria is completely divided and such. Where are the Wendigos?
I don't know, dead.
Dead. Yeah, that was another one. Yep, the main six completely defeated them. Now we can be racist to each other all we want. That's not the lesson you're supposed to learn.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me they're going to play a little fast and loose with that stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's not like they haven't played fast and loose with things like that before.
I was seeing. Yeah, the other thing is now confirmed that the series will also be hitting Netflix and will also be CG.
Yes, there was a little bit of not really contention, but a lot of people were wondering if was actually the case. What the release said, whether it actually meant the series was going to be CG, because I know a lot of people assumed the movie was going to be CG, which we pretty much knew from the beginning. This was going to be a 3D CG movie.
Yes.
But we all thought the series that came after it was going to be back to 2D.
That's what was the plan in the leaks. Yeah.
And it seems to be that, no, it's all going to be like this. Though I don't think it 100% explicitly says it. There's enough...
It says in the press release, the adventures of Sunny Star Scout and her friends will continue with an all-new computer-animated series coming to Netflix.
Yes. So which I'm going to say that, it's CG just like the movie. But I know a lot of people are going to go, that doesn't exactly mean it. Because they really, really don't want 3D.
Well, if you want to say that technically Friendship is Magic was done with CG.
Exactly. So people will
but then people will say, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people who really, really do not want the 3D will hang on to that and go, well, it can still be CG and 2D, so it could still be 2D.
If it is 2D, whatever, it's not a huge deal.
It's fine, but it's probably going to be 3D. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, honestly.
The other thing, the series is coming to Netflix.
Yes.
Makes me wonder, and I know I've seen other people wonder this too, what the release model is going to be.
It's going to be batch. That's what Netflix does.
Except not all the time.
They almost always do batch releases, especially for children's media.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people were concerned about that because they didn't really want all dump at once and have to binge it or whatnot, because people really like the weekly release.
Yeah, they very rarely do split like weekly releases anymore. Their model basically, because all their data points suggest that this is how people prefer to watch things, they will always prefer to do batch releases.
Yeah, so that's going to really, really change things. Mm-hmm. It just all dumps at once.
Yeah, we're going to get like 12 episodes at a time. Easy.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are really not going to like that, because our fandom really, really likes the weekly release because it lets us, build up off the one episode and kind of chew on it for a while and then get the next one and then the next one, and it keeps us going. Having it all dump at once is just going to kind of suck, really. To be completely honest, not a super huge fan of that.
Well, apparently someone says they actually confirmed CG on the actual live stream for the series. Yeah.
Well, again, CG. What does CG mean?
I know. Well, most of the time, when people say CG, this means they mean 3D.
Yeah. You had mentioned the earlier leaks.
Yes.
I've been seeing a lot of people poke back at those because a lot of those do seem to line up now.
Oh yeah, it's pretty clear that this was built off an early concept for G5 back when they were going to do a whole reboot, and they just decided, we'll just tweak it a bit and make it fit with G4. Because I actually complained about this last episode, which was I was looking forward to the whole thing because one of the initial ideas, and the strongest one, I believe, the one that they were going to go with for a while, was each pony race was in a separate universe, and then they did something that brought them all together.
So now instead of separate universe, we just have separate regions.
Yeah, which is that's a little lame. I really wanted that multi-dimensional stuff. That was cool.
Yeah,
that would have been cool, but no.
No.
I mean, they still could have technically gone away with that with someone broke magic. Some doofus came along and broke magic, and whoops, now it's all separated into multiple universes or something.
Yep.
Because then they could have kept the cool sci-fi stuff, but no. Now it's just racism.
Now it's just
cool.
Racism, which isn't cool at all.
Hey, that's not cool.
Yeah.
There's another thing, which is on the initial, the leak with the bed sheets. There was another character who has not shown up yet in any official media. The Pegasus.
Was it Pip? I want to say
people were calling her Zip.
Zip. Pip was another one.
Yeah,
I think Pip and Zip were
Zip was being thrown around. I believe it came from a source that's been kind of accurate. I don't know for sure though.
Yeah.
Anything about the Pegasus is at this point hearsay.
Yeah, there no 100% official release on the Pegasus yet.
And we still don't. Also, I don't have a trailer, which I'm hoping for soon-ish. Because I want a trailer. I want to see. I want to hear the voices too. Because we don't even know who they're voice acting. Because I remember in the way back in the initial leak, the plan was for the movie celebrities for the series, just run-of-the-mill celebrity or voice actors that usually appear in cartoons and whatnot.
Right. But you don't ever want to put the celebrities as your main characters that you're going to reuse for the series then, because...
Well, that was the plan, though. That's what they wanted to do.
That's just weird, because then your voice actors for your main characters suddenly change.
Yeah, well, they did it before, back in 1986.
Yeah, but that was...
They had celebrities do a voice all the new Transformer characters, and then it switched to sound-alikes.
Yeah.
Because Frank Cullen does not sound like Leonard Nimoy.
No.
We're not calling him Frank Welker. Wow, I got to mush them together.
But I don't think I think they try to get away from that nowadays. They don't do it as much. They avoid it unless they have to.
Sometimes I've seen they do the whole... There's still children's media that does whole celebrity for the movie, and then...
Yeah.
Some just a more affordable VA for the series.
Yeah, I guess because it's a children's thing.
Although sometimes we also seen the thing where it's like they, if they have enough money, they will take the celebrity they got for the movie and throw them at the series. Big one is Tangled that actually got them back. Was Mandy Moore? Yeah, they got her back. It was like, what was Mandy Moore doing anyway?
Yeah, because I know that's the reason why we haven't seen a lot of the secondary characters from the... We never saw from the 2017 movie the secondary characters because those VAs were way too expensive.
Because that one time Tempest showed up in the last episode but never spoke. That's the key word.
Never spoke, so they never had to pay for a voice actor.
Yeah. Those other thing is, that confirmed, yes, it's Boulder Studios doing this.
Yep, it is Boulder.
Let's see. Movies directed by Rob Cullen and Jose Usha, and with Mark Vatabene as co-director. Cecil Kramer and Peter Lewis are producers. I don't know who any of those people are.
I don't know those.
But those are the names.
Those are the names, yep.
Let's see, the toys look pretty close to accurate. I mean, it makes sense. It's easier to match CG than it is a 2D thing, because, the 2D kind of is one of those things that kind of cheat sometimes.
Yeah.
Weird effect of that when you try to put into 3D.
Yeah, with 3D, you already have a 3D model, although sometimes you do cheat with 3D as well.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Of course, this is what's resulting in, we're taking CG and putting a 2D artwork on some of the merchandise, and sometimes it doesn't translate well.
No.
As I said, I feel like I'm going to get stabbed by a pony right now.
So, yes. One thing that's kind of funny, Sunny with all of her stuff. Sunny is totally a brony.
Oh God! Cancel it!
Totally
just cancel it! Just cancel it already! It's ruined. Just just leave. Just run. Just run. Just don't stop running. Keep running.
It's fine. Finally, get some. We won't talk about the other time bronies were sort of represented on the show. That wasn't great.
Or was, depending on your point of view.
Oh, the other one. I'm trying to remember how often the G4 ponies had eyebrows, because that's a thing now.
Well, they had lines. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I think we were like there when they needed them, and then not when they. It was weird, but yeah, eyebrows. That's a thing now. We have fuzzy eyebrows.
Well, Applejack was the queen of eyebrows.
Yes, Applejack was the queen of eyebrows. I remember that.
Well, it was princess, but whatever.
Yeah,
princess. Same difference in Equestria.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was I thinking of? The big thing is, of course, some people are still, the usual people are still angry.
Yep.
The usual chuds.
The usual chuds are still angry. I knew it doesn't really matter.
You've seen the screen caps of the 4chan meltdowns, right?
Oh God, I actually have one sitting open here. Probably the greatest one was, I think. Oh, the 4chan melt. Oh God.
Those are
Yeah, and then
best.
the Derpy Brew comments.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah. The fetish.
Thank you, fetish avatar. That was so great. That one was great. Oh God, but yeah, the whole. Oh man, the 4chan meltdown, and everyone's all pissed off about the synopsis about it's going woke, and it's like.
Where were you the last 10 years? Oh, right, you were just staring at pony butts. Never mind.
Yep. Yep. That's one thing.
Because they watch it for the plot.
And that's one thing. It's like they're going the whole quote unquote activism route, and they could do it really well, but they could also do it kind of badly.
I mean,
so
considering this world is all divided by racism stuff, well,
yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic about how they're going to go about the story and how they do it, because they could do it really well, but they could also pull off some like really milquetoast centrist BS,
neoliberal nonsense.
Yeah, they could be neolibs if they. So that's why I'm cautious about it. But one positive thing is it doesn't matter if they go good or neolib bad. If they're still going, activism is overall a good thing, it's going to piss off the alt-rights in the fandom, and that is amazing.
Yep. And then at one point in the movie, Sunny starts talking about how it's okay to drone strike Griffinstone or whatever.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, see, they're not actually prisons for fillies.
Yeah. No, I hope they go much better than that.
Oh yeah, they're not going to go that nitty gritty.
Yeah, I hope they don't pull off something like that. But I am a little worried that they go some neolib route.
Yeah, but the one thing is that's actually kind of interesting to me is okay, so we don't know when in the future it takes place compared to G4. We just know it takes place some indeterminate time in the future. It could be hundreds or thousands of years. We don't know, but it looks interesting because like Sunny's bedroom there and looks kind of modern.
That is another thing that
she's got digital alarm clock and stuff too, and stuff. You can see that
and some people were really pissed off about that.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. That's not unusual. Remember, Manhattan had big TVs on skyscrapers.
Yeah. That was the thing. Also, that's one of those things. That was one of my things actually about their whole connecting it to G4 specifically is because now they're stuck with G4's messy lore, including the technological level is whatever we need it to be for this particular episode, regardless of what that means.
Yep.
Like we were going from in many episodes they're still working with candlelight, but then we have another episode where they're playing video games.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. And they're clearly generating electricity. And they have machinery like to do construction machinery, but yeah, that sort of thing. And then you got Ponyville, which looks like a medieval town, versus Manhattan, which looks like 1940s Manhattan.
Yeah. Technology is what it needed to be. That's how
the worry.
G4 worked.
One of my big worries is here is like hopefully at least consistency there.
Maybe.
I'm wondering if there may be some modern day-ish.
Yeah,
also,
I'm wondering
she has like Christmas lights or something or whatever around her room. Heartwarming lights.
which is heartwarming lights. Yeah, and that's a very common decorative thing, stringing lights up on such.
Especially when your phone broke.
I lost my train of thought there. Thanks.
Yay!
But yeah, some people were super pissed off about the whole modern thing.
Yeah,
like, super pissed off. It's like it's not that big of a deal. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I lost my train of thought. I'm wondering how much of a difference there is between like the quote unquote technological level between the different races, because they're isolated here. They have been separated, so they may have. When you do that with any culture, regardless of why they've separated, you always start seeing a divergence in architecture and things like that.
Galapagos technology, is that the term? Something like that. It's like basically something technology can develop independently, which is kind of roughly equivalent, but weird compared to the common one. This happens in Japan, actually.
Yeah.
They developed a whole technology for like cell phones that no one else uses, but it's super popular in Japan, so everyone still supports it for Japan only.
Yeah. And so stuff like that.
Cyberpunk unicorns.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Do it though.
They just have tennis balls, apparently.
Yeah, I think that's just. I feel like that's one of those things that people are reading too much into a silly joke.
Yeah, it's just a silly joke.
It's just
she has a pointy horn.
It's a pointy horn.
It's something that we've joked in G4 stuff
She's being
all
arrested,
the time.
so just make sure she's disarmed.
So I think we think she's being arrested. We don't know what's going on in the picture. They may have just been visiting. That's why they're super annoyed.
Well, that's possible, but I'm just extrapolating from the whole thing with the daring jewel heist and the cards, ponies, and
Right.
I suspect that's how they meet Hitch is the jewel heist, and they convince him that they're doing the right thing, and then he helps them get out of the police precinct or whatever. See, I'm already predicting a lot of stuff. It's a children's movie. It's pretty easy.
It's a children's movie. Yeah, that is one thing that even though we expect a little bit higher standards from MLP, given what we had with G4, even though it was a children's show, it was a rather good children's show. It was above what your average
still pretty
thing.
predictable.
It was. It still followed the same tropes. It is still a children's show, so there's going to be a lot of tropes, and that's not exactly a bad thing.
Even adult shows are pretty predictable nowadays.
Yeah.
But as long as you get the characters right, that's my thing. It's like, and I don't care so much about it. I don't care if this plot's very predictable, as long as the characters are fun.
Yes, because it is a character-driven show, not like a story or
that's how they sell toys.
Show. Yes.
Make you like
exactly.
the characters.
Yeah. So.
But Hitch goes in the trash, along with Flash. And Timber, why not? And Starlight.
Timber, why not?
Because he's a cop.
Yeah.
So he's already, as far as I'm concerned, doomed. He should die.
Oh man, so, some of the things. Talking about the style again. Coming back to that. The detail in this is astounding me, because like most of the cheap 3D CG stuff we see, like you said, is really plasticky looking. Where this is just, at first you would think it might, because it has the same general, I guess, shape. But that's kind of a given for 3D. Yeah. But you start looking into this at some of the detail. You look at the picture with the Pegasi guards. Look at their helmets. Zoom in onto those helmets.
Shiny.
They're reflecting their own.
Yep.
It's self-reflection. People were making the RTX on. Like, they may actually be using ray tracing here, actually.
Well, I mean, because it's CG, usually they do.
It is common in CG movies for using ray tracing.
Because you don't have to worry about, you don't have to have it running in real time.
Exactly. But like they put effort into this.
Mm-hmm.
And the one other big thing,
they might have to cut back a bit for the actual series, though.
Right, that is one thing. You have a much bigger budget in the movies than you do for the series.
It depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah. I guess one other thing, we mentioned this last month.
Mm-hmm.
The fandom artist known as Imalo.
Yes.
Imalo. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but anyway. Like we mentioned, she was part of the movie. We knew that. She announced that she was, but we didn't know exactly what thing. And I remember I was going to get a transcript of exactly what I said. I remember mentioning something about her art style being actually in the movie and the show. I think I said something about not expecting, it's depending on what she did, because she didn't say exactly what she did, how much of it would actually show up. Turns out it shows up a lot. Because she wasn't like a storyboarder, she was a character designer.
Oh, hey.
Yes, she was a character designer for the movie, primarily with Sunny and Izzy. And you compare Imalo's previous artwork that she's done in the fandom, and you can definitely see it here. It is cool. I said I didn't expect it, but it would be cool if it was. Well, it's here, and it is pretty cool. You really start looking at it. Though there's a large complaints about their faces.
Yeah, someone's complaining they look too human-like.
I think one of the things, and when you start looking with Imalo's art compared to the 3D, one of the specific complaints that I see people make actually does match a little bit. The eyes and the face themselves, the eyes are smaller.
Yeah.
The eyes are small. Imalo's art is usually a little bit bigger, so I think they shrunk the eyes a little bit, and the faces are a little bit wider. And I think that's what a lot of people's complaints are with the faces. And those do deviate slightly from what I've seen with some of Imalo's earlier artwork. But otherwise, I still think these are really good. And yes, unshorn fetlocks. We actually have delineation between the leg and the hoof.
Good heavens.
Yes. And fetlocks, actual fetlocks. It's amazing. But of course, everyone's going to compare it to Philly Fantasia.
Yep, because that's CG ponies.
Because, they came out first. So, it has to
Clearly
just be
it's a ripoff.
Of course it's a ripoff, even though Philly Fantasia itself was kind of a ripoff.
No, shut up. That's not important to making my point about how G5 is going to be awful.
Yep. Honestly, it doesn't matter what they did. People were going to get pissed off.
Yeah, some people are just going to be pissed off regardless.
That's just the way it was going to be. They could have had it literally exactly the same as G4. People would have been pissed off because, again, we're just doing the same thing again.
I probably been one of the people annoyed. Like, wait, Laura, you just remaking G4. That's the point of that.
Yep.
Because that would be this worry, is that, them trying too hard to be G4. Because I complain. I think I said it before. Because trying to recapture lightning in the ball. It's like you're not going to do that.
You're not going to. Yeah.
So that was one of the big things I was pushing so hard for a complete reboot, which is just do something completely different.
Yep.
And it seems like they kind of are, but still, I'm a little disappointed. It's still stuck connected to G4, at least as far as we can tell from everything we've seen.
Yeah, it's connected, but I think it's disconnected enough to let them do the things they want to do.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. Because that was the thing is like, because before when we were kind of like, the idea was, hey, we're just going to talk about what we want from G5 before we got all this. I think one of the things I was going to bring up was like, they need to get as far away from the offensive G4 as possible, whether via time and or distance.
Yeah, and I think they got time here. I don't know about distance.
Yeah,
who knows?
Hey, look, we're on the ruins of Ponyville.
Oh, but we know they're still going to have connections to it because, obviously there's connections to G4 here.
It's all connected.
Although they said there was going to have some connections. That's just we don't know the level of extent. Whether it's just going to be mentions and seeing it in the background like we saw with the screenshot with the figures in the background, or if they're going to be like every a quarter of every episode is going to be spent talking about the main six and what happened then, and I don't know.
Hey, look, watch. The reason the Equestria went to crap is because like Twilight got imprisoned in something, and they free her, and it turns out Tara Strong's lying about playing Twilight Sparkle again or something.
Oh jeez.
And now Twilight's just gonna be the far off ruler of Equestria. I'm back.
Or maybe Tara wasn't lying and they just changed the voice actor. She's a lot older. Her voice is deeper now, so we have a new voice actor.
It's just Nicole Oliver.
It's just Nicole Oliver.
Troll the fandom.
It's Nicole Oliver just doing a Celestia voice on Twilight.
Just to really troll the fandom.
Yep, that would be great.
Oh man,
that's like I don't want you to be too tied to G4, but if you control the fandom and make the then I'll give you a pass on that.
I'm down if that's the case. Please troll the fandom as much as you want.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so actually I kind of weirdly, I was kind of getting down a bit, and now I'm more excited again.
Yeah. It's like, at first I was a little unsure, but it quickly grew on me, and I'm like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I was down until I saw those first screens, and some part of my head went, hey, I like this.
Yeah, it's like, this could be really good. This has the potential to be something really cool.
Of course, there is part of me that just wants to be a complete dumpster fire so I can rag on it, but there's some part of me that really wants that dumpster fire to rag on.
Yeah, but I think with everything else that would mean, I want this to be good. It will never hit the same heights, at least in the fandom. Let's talk about
Philly Fantasia, so we have a dumpster fire to rag on.
Yeah, let's have a Philly Fantasia set of episodes or sub-podcasts.
This, but unironically. Oh no. It is an idea.
It is an idea. I want to be good. I'm hoping it will be. I'm cautiously optimistic. Like I said, it depends on how they do the story. They could do really well with that storyline, but they could also go neolib. I don't want them to go neolib. I really don't want them to go neolib.
Let's see, true activism and conservatism. What?
Oh, jeez.
It's when you burn the stuff you own to own the libs.
Oh, man. You made a quote. I just saw something else that connected to something you said earlier, like about the Twilight coming back.
Yes.
Freaking Tarby. OG fandom musician. Like, who wants to bet the new MLP movie is a retread of Star Trek Generations?
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Twilight gets trapped in the Nexus for 30 years, only to be broken up with a new generation of heroes, only to be killed at the climax by Malcolm McDowell before the heroes eventually fail.
Not a pony voiced by Malcolm McDowell. Literally Malcolm McDowell.
They could have Discord show up again, and he can make a painful comment like, "This all seems familiar,"
Yeah,
which will make a good number. Yeah,
tweet.
Tarby. Thank you, Tarby. You don't show up in the fandom much but every now and then. So yeah, that's what's happened in the G5 news. It's a thing. A lot of people are upset. Like that Save G4 MLP person is just having
they
a
contacted us once.
Yeah, he did.
And I just went, hey, yeah, we just kind of, hey, yeah, innocently, just like, yeah, we totally loved it. Here's our episode talking about how much we loved it.
Yeah. Oh, they are having an absolute wonderful time right now. Anyway,
here's Wonderwall.
Yeah, we should move on. So yes, that's all we have to say about that for now. We could probably continue, but whatever, we're running out of time. We do have a little bit of fan content to talk about. I have some music to feature, so I will jump right into that. The first one I want to feature is 12's remix of TCB's Only One. So yes, this is a sort of mellow D&B song. It's a remix of a really good song, and this one's also really good. It's kind of switches between a few different styles, between a standard classic D&B, but it also moves into like this more airy, very, very calm mellow, and then near the end, like 3/4, so it drops into something even really more hard-hitting, but it does so in this really smooth manner. I think it's really well done.
I really particularly like the ethereal stuff at the beginning. That was really like that, and there's the mix-up stuff like about like the last 2 minutes of the song, roundabouts. That was pretty good too. Other than that, yeah, it's kind of for me. It's like, yeah, it's D&B. It's fine. I like it, but nothing. I'm not gonna rave about it.
Yes, and this song is available on the Equinity album that I mentioned earlier in the news. It is also on 12's Simp album.
Did you say Simp?
Simp.
Okay.
12 made an album with a whole bunch of remixes of TCB songs. So just remix a whole bunch of just TCB. So it's simping for TCB, yeah.
Okay, just clearing that up.
Yep. So the next song I have is Tremil's remix of the Equestria Girls theme, sung by Angelic, so the official one.
Today's a brighter day with you in my life. And every time we fall, we get back up again. Look around and you will find a friend. You are my Equestria girls. You are my Equestria girls.
Yes, like I said, this is it uses the sort of official acapella, because it wasn't officially released, but it is the official vocal work. But Tremil did such an amazing job on this song. I absolutely love the sound design. It's hard to really pin down the style with a name. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it fits so well with the vocals. It's just really good.
Yeah, it's got a really chill beginning. I remember that. That was one thing. It's actually an impressive remix of, I'll be honest, a kind of generic but weirdly catchy song. It's one of those things. It's kind of generic pop, but also kind of catchy, and you get annoyed because it's stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm. But this takes
it's not that good. Why is it on repeat?
Yep.
In my head.
Yep. It's designed to do that.
It's an impressive remix.
Yeah, I really like it. And the last one I want to feature is Cadet and Join the Herds Alive.
These forsaken hearts are waiting my claim.
Cadet Red Shirt is the name of the account for this one. And this is, it's got this, yes, yes, Star Trek references. It's a really big sound to it, but it's also dark and has that evilness to it that fits a Chrysalis song.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about Chrysalis. God, Join the Herd did an amazing job on all the instrumental stuff. And Cadet's vocals are spot on. It's really good.
Yeah, again, yeah, but real guys vocals, that was one thing that stood out real big. I also really like the, and I'm kind of not sorry to say this, epicness of the music.
Yeah, it, like I said, that big sound. It's just big and epic
it's just
sounding.
A couple lines like, oh, right, this is evil!
Yes, it is Chrysalis. So, yep, those are the songs. Fanfics?
Fanfics, yes. One thing, did update, of course, Clear Skies actually got 4 new chapters over the past month. Not surprising considering it's been pretty much updating mostly weekly. Let's see. Big things that happened. Yeah, what was it? I'm trying to remember if that was before or after that. Remember the flying like a doofus and scaring the crap out of Minuet?
Yep.
Was that before or last? Yeah. Also, finding out the MacGuffin actually works and has an actual message referring to things that, like, you know, are just legends. So maybe we should actually investigate. So yeah, that's a big thing from the last 4 chapters for sure. Is those 2 big things is also them kind of making up after Minuet getting pissed off at Moondancer for, you know, almost killing them.
Almost killing them, yes.
So those are the big things that happened over the last 4 chapters.
Yep.
I actually got a new one. It's called Great Minds Think Alike by Rambling Writer, and it's about Twilight getting a bunch of temporal visitors.
Yay.
And, yeah, they're all, like, villains who, like, she fights and defeats later in life, but they're here to stop her on basically the day before her best day she ever had or whatever. And she's like, oh, great. Cool. And they just keep appearing and appearing and appearing. And it's like, why? And yeah, she's getting increasingly frazzled as this goes on until, yeah, stuff happens. Yeah, it's a pretty short fic. It's just shy of 6,000 words, and it's pretty funny, actually. A lot of the dialogue works really well, and it's just kind of a general air of silliness to the whole thing, because the whole situation is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, we've featured a few fics that have a similar vein of just silliness things happening to Twilight.
Yeah, silly things happening in Twilight reacting.
They're great.
Yeah, actually, I thought so. I was right. I have featured a fic from this author before. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but I just remember I actually did
Rambling
feature them.
Writer.
Yeah. Oh, best hell ever. That's what it was.
Oh, is that the
she
one
finds
I was
herself
actually...
in hell, so she has to in a library, and she has to organize them all.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be hell, and she's like, "What are you talking about? This is great,
great." Yeah, it's somewhat similar vein, I guess. The whole
weird thing happens to Twilight.
Weird thing happened to Twilight.
She reacts.
Yes, go check it out.
It's fun.
It is.
It's always fun to see just Twilight, you know. Kind of get a little. Well, this is one of those. It's reasonable for her to get a little freaked out.
Yes, not like when she freaks out over other things and they take it too far.
Yeah, when the writers kind of forget character growth, but regardless.
Character growth.
What's that?
What is character growth? No, we can't have that. So yes, a little bit long today, this episode, but we should wrap it up. So if you liked what you heard and you would like to listen to more, you can find us on all of our episodes, pony411.libsyn.com. Go there, find them all. We're also available on a number of other services such as Deezer and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Stitcher and such. Just go there and search for Pony411 and you will find us. We are also available on YouTube, youtube.com/pony411. Make sure you subscribe to us and click that bell so you get notified when new episodes go up. And make sure to like and comment on the videos. We do read those. You can also find us amongst all of the other shows on Ponyville Live, as long as that site still works. It's in a weird spot. So yes, you can find us there, and you can also listen to us on Ponyville FM, where we air every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So tune in and listen to us, or tune in whenever, because it's a great place to find fandom musicians, fandom music, and live DJs and such. So check them out. If you would like to get a hold of us, you can email us, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Send us comments, criticisms, suggestions. Tell us what you think G5 is going to be like and whether you're hopeful or hateful.
If your complaint is it's too woke, then don't even bother.
If your complaint is...
We saw you, Mr. Angry Comment.
Yes, we saw that. God, that comment.
And we laughed.
That was like... It's like, is this even... It was so cliche. It's like, this has to be a bit. It's like... you read a script. It's so cliche.
I've noticed a lot of them do that. It's just pretty much a script. It's always just they work off the same script and play some Mad Libs with what they're talking about and say the exact same thing over and over again.
Isn't a lot of the right wing the ones who are using the NPC meme against the left? It's like, and you turn around and do that. It's So yes, if your comment is just, oh, it's gonna be too woke and the SJW's got a hold of it, and we don't care. Just shut up. We're not even gonna reply to you. We're just gonna delete it.
Or laugh.
We will laugh and then delete it. So don't bother with those. But otherwise, if you have actual constructive criticism, please. We'll
by all means.
Yeah, by all means. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Facebook is a dumpster fire, but we have it. So if you have it, I guess you can find us there. And you can also find us on Twitter @pony411. Go follow us there, tweet us there. Twitter is also a dumpster fire, just not as big of one. Yeah, best place to just say hi and whatnot is on Twitter. You can also follow our personal Twitter accounts. I am @Alca7raz with a 7 and 7T and an underscore at the end, and she is @NemesisPrime1. So go follow us there and see us whatever we're tweeting or whatnot. I don't tweet much, and you tweet Transformers.
Yes.
Yep. That's it, unless you want to add anything else.
I got nothing.
You got nothing. I got nothing else to add.
Well, check out our other podcast, New to Weeaboo.
Yes. If you like anime, we do another podcast, a bi-weekly podcast called New to Weeaboo, where we talk about stuff. We just did Bubblegum Crisis.
80s style.
Yeah, that was fun. So if you're into anime, go check that out.
We're also going to do something else that's a little more recent.
Yes.
A little more...
I've already forgotten
tragic.
what we're supposed to do. Oh, right. I remember now. Yes, this is going to be a fun time. So, yes. Check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, hope you liked what you heard. Hope you tune in next time for another episode of Pony 411 later when that comes out. That's another month from now. When we'll be talking about something.
Maybe Pony Life at that point. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see what happens. That's kind of up in the air. However, until then, remember, please pony responsibly. See ya.
Goodbye.